If you thought things was bad before, wait till you get a load of this. Oh, it's not just because of Caitlin Clark. It's because of me too. That entire phrase for all WNBA players, all of these up-and-coming prospects.
Watch that shift in his tone. That's not casual talk anymore. That's the sound of someone who came prepared. Someone who's about to pull out proof. And what's coming next? It doesn't just challenge the conversation around women's basketball, it completely blows it up. Everything you've been told for months, every polished storyline pushed nonstop, is about to unravel in real time. And just like clockwork, the truth hits harder than the narrative ever did.
So, we've heard for so long now, oh, the Caitlin Clark effect isn't real. Oh no, it's just she's not that. It's everybody. Everybody is the reason that the game is growing. It's not just her. We heard the Andrea Carters getting on TV lying to us for God knows how long. Okay? And now the proof is starting to show.
Everyone keeps saying it's not just Caitlin Clark, it's the whole sport. Sounds nice, feels fair. But while that argument was going viral, the numbers were doing something else entirely, quietly exposing the truth. And now, 2 years after Caitlin Clark left college basketball, we're watching reality catch up in real time. Here's the part nobody wanted to say out loud. March 2024 wasn't a trend. It was an outlier. Iowa women's basketball didn't just have good attendance during March Madness. They averaged 16,000 fans per game. Not for the finals, not for a once-a-year rivalry. Every game. Pre-game shoot-arounds were packed, drawing bigger crowds than some programs see at tip-off. People weren't showing up late. They were showing up early just to watch her warm up. Then came the championship game. Over 18 million viewers. That number didn't happen because of slow, steady growth. It didn't happen because the sport suddenly changed overnight. It happened because one player turned every game into an event. That wasn't normal progression. That wasn't coincidence. That was the Caitlin Clark effect. And the numbers never lied.
Now, now you guys saw UCLA head coach come out and say, hey, no media is even coming to the games. Guys, they're not even averaging 800 people per game anymore. They are below what it was in 2023. Now in 2020.
Now pause for a second and really think about this, because it's wild. We're in 2025, and Division I women's college basketball is only gaining about 800 more fans per game. Not 8,000. 800. Let that number sit with you. UCLA has Lauren Betts, a projected #1 overall pick, a generational talent. They're ranked top 5 in the country, a real national title threat. This isn't some small-town gym either. This is Los Angeles, one of the biggest media markets on the planet. And yet, they can't even average 5,000 fans in the stands. That's not a typo. Fewer than 5,000 people in LA for a championship-level team. And here's the part that should stop you cold. The head coach had to go public just to say the quiet part out loud. The media isn't even showing up anymore. Not covering the games, not pushing the stories, nothing.
Don't even really watch the videos like that. I'm telling you, I make women's college basketball videos, bro. I cover Malaysia for Wiley, Hannah Hadog, all these people. Y'all not really checking for that. I do it knowing y'all not checking for it. The ratings across the television networks for women's college basketball is down across the board. To not be able to sell more than 800 tickets per game for Division I is nasty work. It's nasty.
And here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. It didn't just cool off, it collapsed. This isn't only about empty seats anymore. It's about an entire system that was supposed to keep rolling once Caitlin Clark stepped away. Remember when everyone swore women's basketball had crossed the line of no return? That it finally made it and would never dip again? Yeah, about that. Ratings are down. Not a little down. Down across every major network. ESPN, Fox Sports, CBS, all of them. The kind of drops that make executives stare at spreadsheets and wonder if they paid premium prices for a product that can't hold attention. That's not a slump. That's a warning sign. And then there's Unrivaled. Let's be real, nobody's talking about it. And this isn't hate, it's not jokes, it's not trolling. The engagement is low because the interest just isn't there. People aren't leaning in. They're scrolling past. Now Paige Buchers is being positioned as the face of the movement, but Angel Reese, she's out. And that matters. Because before the first season even tipped off, Angel was loud about Unrivaled being the future, the only league that mattered, the place everyone would want to play. Then suddenly, she's gone. And now we're hearing about unmet promises, locker rooms, facilities, things she expected that never materialized. And that brings us to the real story. Unrivaled was supposed to be the game changer. 3-on-3 basketball, WNBA stars, off-season play, big paychecks so players wouldn't have to leave the country to make real money. In 2024, Angel Reese didn't just play, she dominated. Defensive Player of the Year, league champion, the face of it. Fast forward 1 year, and she's not coming back. Sabrina Ionescu, gone. Caitlin Clark, never showed up. Ija Wilson, the reigning MVP, not there. So now ask yourself, if this was supposed to be the League of Stars, where are the stars? Paige Buchers is still in college and she's the centerpiece. Meanwhile, players who couldn't even secure roster spots last season are suddenly part of this elite league. That's not the vision we were sold. Angel Reese averaged 14 points and 12 rebounds in the 2025 WNBA season, despite missing time with a back issue. She sat out 14 games, she couldn't finish the season. And yes, that back injury is real, but the timing raised eyebrows. It surfaced right after her suspension with the Chicago Sky, when frustration was clearly boiling over. What makes this even more interesting is the shift in tone. Angel once called Unrivaled revolutionary, a movement, a reset for women's basketball economics. Now the story is injuries, broken promises, and stepping away quietly. Everyone said she was protesting, not injured. So when injury suddenly became the reason for skipping Unrivaled, people started asking the real question, what actually happened behind the scenes? This is the same player who helped launch Unrivaled as a champion with Rose BC. Fast forward to now, she's courtside at an Orlando Magic game. Rose BC comments on her outfit. Rumors swirl about her dating Wendell Carter Jr., and the exchange turns playful. "Y'all miss me yet?" she asks. The response? Love, praise, and flowers. No bad blood, just vibes. But here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. Unrivaled without its biggest stars feels quiet. Go check the numbers. Social media engagement is low. YouTube views are flat. Twitter is silent. That's not hate, that's data. The league was built for momentum, and right now the momentum isn't there. ND, before anyone calls this an attack on women's basketball, stop. This isn't opinion. This is what happens when star power leaves the room. You can respect talent and still admit reality. Reese is resting, building her brand, hosting a podcast, modeling, stepping into entertainment. She'll be back for 3-on-3. She's fine. Thriving, actually. But the league she stepped away from? Nobody's talking about it. And let's be honest, this pattern didn't start here. Think about the timeline. Before 2024, women's basketball had solid but modest numbers. Then Caitlin Clark's senior year hit and everything exploded. Packed arenas, record ratings, wall-to-wall media coverage. It felt like a breakthrough moment. Now look around. We're not just back to pre-boom levels. In many places, we're below them. Ranked teams playing in half-empty gyms, marquee matchups with no buzz, coverage gone, casual fans gone. For months, analysts insisted it wasn't about one player. They said the growth was organic, collective, bigger than Caitlin Clark. And yes, the foundation matters. Decades of players deserve credit for building the sport. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Caitlin Clark was the catalyst, the spark, the mainstream hook, logo threes, swagger, big moment performances. She made people who never cared before stop scrolling and watch. The proof is right there. When she left college, numbers dropped. When she wasn't in Unrivaled, engagement vanished. That's not coincidence. That's cause and effect. The WNBA sees it too. Fever games with Caitlin, massive ratings. Games without her, night and day difference. The real mistake wasn't celebrating her impact. It was pretending she wasn't special. Every league understands star power. The NBA doesn't market everyone like LeBron. The NFL doesn't pretend Mahomes isn't a draw. That's not disrespect. That's business. UT, instead of leaning into Caitlin's moment and using it to elevate everyone else, the message became, she's not that special. Fans heard that and tuned out. Casual viewers weren't sold on the sport as a whole. They were sold on watching something they'd never seen before. Take that away, and they leave, we're back to numbers that hurt to say out loud. Around 800 fans per Division I game. Incredible players out there, real stars, but no audience. Not because of them, but because the window closed without being fully used. Unrivaled could have been must-watch. Imagine Caitlin, Aja, Stewie, Sabrina, Angel, all in one league. Instead, most casual fans don't recognize the roster, and the engagement reflects that Oh. Now the question isn't blame, it's what happens next. Women's basketball saw what mainstream success looks like, and watched it disappear. The infrastructure is better than ever, but none of it matters if people aren't watching. Another transcendent star will come eventually. Maybe Paige, maybe someone we haven't met yet. But that could take years. The lesson is simple. Fans respect honesty. They know what moves the needle. Caitlin Clark changed the game. The numbers prove it. And now that the effect is gone, the silence tells the rest of the story.